Very good. I learned something today. That's nice. Okay,
Jordan.
so yeah, we're starting nearly a year after. A lot of you have got trappings and skills you didn't have before. From here on out, I'll start putting XP on your character sheets, and then you'll be able to spend them. The little plus sign next to skills and characteristics actually will automatically deduct at the correct rate, so you won't have to do any math, which I'm apparently very bad at. So you don't have to rely on me for that either. If anybody wants to describe a little bit of what they've been up to, I know Jordan's character has gone through many changes since the last adventure.
Sure. I'll start us in. I've been riding around with my boy Werner Fromm, just kind of apprenticing, learning the ropes, burning all very guilty people. Everyone we burned deserved it. I'll say that. That's been pretty good for me. Things have been working out well. I got a little coin, got a hat, a pistol. Been practicing with that pistol. And so now Werner's cut me loose. Feels like now you've learned all about torturing people that I know,
You've
and
got
go with God.
you've got a considerable upgrade in your lore witches as well. I see.
Yes. I know a lot about witches now. Not
Very
just
good.
old cats and shit, like real stuff.
All right. Does anybody else want to bring us up to date with any kind of developments? I know, Kellen, your character,
Yeah,
Helmut Dinger.
I no longer have to snatch bodies from the morgue or en route to the cemetery. I got a spade. I'm able to now dig up the bodies, which is very thrilling. I've also, because I've been digging up all these graves at night, my night vision is great, and I can see pretty well. Those are the two big things. My mutton chops have gotten out of control. So now they're really nasty. They're about like this wide. They're pretty thin. There's no thickness to them. They look like an old man's hair.
They're just sort of wiry and curly.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's
just
good.
filled with dirt. Never been washed. I still don't wash. So
That's good. Well, you
yeah.
can take a mud bath, like if you really want to get
Yeah.
clean, just put more mud on it.
Every time I go grave robbing, I consider that a bath.
You're saying it's not thick, it's just long. Is that
Yeah.
okay? Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you're now a full-fledged grave robber, Helmut. So that's good.
Congrats.
Yeah. People
Feeling
moving up in
great
the
about
world.
Feeling great about my place in life right now.
Yeah, all the way up to status brass 3, which is,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. All right. What about Famke Falka?
I just took a bite of food.
All right. What about Hieronymus Geronimus?
I also just took a bite of food. I just do want to share. These are.
It's.
All we see is hot dog.
Yeah, just a lot of hot dog.
Much hot dog.
Armor hot dogs.
There we go.
What kind of man? These are big boy cheesies. Imported from the Great White North. They're very salty. Hieronymus Geronimus is now a full-fledged rat catcher, no longer just a hunter. But life continues apace for him. Rats, mice, voles, he'll kill them all. He's got himself a nice a 3-yard long pole. And remember he is 3'4", so he has a pole that is 3 times his height that he carries around, that is just loaded with the corpses of small animals. Still having problems with the old union there. They won't admit him, but he is moving up in the world. He's, a more recognized rat monster.
A rat monster.
Yeah, that's good. And you will have available to you to acquire the skills Animal Care, Lure Poison, and Set Trap. So you might be able to spend some money on those, or spend some XP on those, I mean to say. So there we go.
Money. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Famke Falke.
You need like a coat that's like made of rat skins. That is like both to you fashionable and like also to you like some sort of gear.
Well, and also to me, like, feasible.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like 2 or 3 rat skins would be all I need to like cover the length of my torso. So
At least like 2 rat bracers,
Yeah, vole fur
fringe
is really soft as well.
mm.
Rats can have soft fur, but mostly they're a little bit coarse. The majority of our rats haven't been super soft that we've had, but yeah, voles are always soft in my experience. Having killed many voles when I lived in Maine, and still traumatized by having to kill voles. All right, Famke Falke.
I don't think I've been doing that much, to be honest with you. I think that she has mostly just been mugging people.
Yeah, kind of stagnant life.
Yeah. I don't want to speak for Derek, but I would say she's probably still just like hanging out with him a lot. We are best friends. And whatever money I make from mugging people, I mostly just, waste that on drink. So
that's good.
She's more of a drunk, probably, now that she's 1 year older.
I mean, you were able to acquire a shield and a proper bow, so that's
true.
That's going up in the world.
Yeah, I don't know if that makes me stronger or not. I don't think my skills really improved that much.
No, your skills are still pretty low.
Yeah,
that's okay though.
I'm a better bandit now.
Yeah. Okay, is that it for you then?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about Durek?
Derek's been living the sewer life, but he's moving up. He commissioned an artisan to make him a half crowbar, half hammer weapon that called the Clobbin' Robber, and he's been using that to steal shit, break into places, knock out drunks, and he's now a thief, and he has some lockpicks and stuff, so he no longer has to smash things to open them. And
dancing rats.
That's great.
Yeah, the Robin Clobber. I put it on your trappings list.
I see it. I love it.
You got some armor too. You were able to acquire some leather.
Oh, perfect.
That's pretty good.
Dope. Yeah, and in his free time, he's started painting, just in shit on the wall.
Okay.
Of his room.
I'm gonna change your skill art to say painting, comma fecal.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So now you can actually use that as a skill.
Sick.
And I'm gonna give you an advance of 1 in it. You can spend more later if you like, but
dope. Yeah. It's just paintings of him like murdering Grubers. It's all very violent. And he has a chest tattoo of him murdering Grubers and torturing them.
Made with shit?
Not with shit. That was actually
a proper tattoo.
Tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah, he spent so all the gold people got, is assumed to have been spent on all these upgrades and things. So
I can't.
So that's pretty good. Anything else for you, Dirk?
I think that's it. Oh, but Dirk does feel kind of empty inside and like longs for that rush he got when he killed that vampire lady.
That's good.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
Boy, howdy.
Well, I'm looking for ways to put in some more monsters in your way. Probably won't be able to get to it this session, but maybe next session.
Hell yeah.
Depends on how well you do investigating. Where the investigation leads you.
So
Okay.
we're going to find it.
So what about Ignatz?
Well, Ignatz has also been moving up in the world. He's no longer just a boat hand. He's now a boat man.
Yes. And then you have your own call, right?
Do what?
You have your own call.
Yeah.
The boatman's call.
I haven't named it yet. I haven't named my boat, but I have a river barge and a rowboat. And then, yeah, the only other new thing I have is some knuckle dusters because I've been sailing, barging up and down the rivers, drinking drinks and telling tales and fighting around the world.
Yeah, there you go. You've also you were able to repair your barge, so it's not as shitty as it was, which is pretty
I
good.
repaired my previous barge, which helped its trade-in value. I
mean, it's your regular. You haven't bought your better barge yet. You've just repaired the barge you already had.
Okay.
But you also got a rowboat in with it, so
yeah.
So many boats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On boats.
I mean, a barge is pretty big.
Yeah.
A river barge would be quite
It can
large.
carry 300 encumbrance points.
Yeah, which is quite a lot.
How many encumbrance points I got? Damn, I can only carry 7 encumbrance points.
Yeah, so 300 is quite a lot. The barge can carry.
Where do you see that?
If you go to your trappings at the
Trapping.
top there, encumbrance counter, it'll give you a number / a number. The number after the slash is the max.
So I see also that I have a checkbox for the barge that I can wear it or not.
Yes.
Yeah, basically what that does is it takes away all your encumbrance.
Because you're on the barge. Right?
Yeah, you're on the barge.
You drop your shit in there.
I think that's what that's for. But when you're on the barge like that too, you're probably assumed to be pulling the barge, so your hands are going to be occupied when you do that. But we don't really have to worry about that this time. So the basic assumptions, you've all been practicing your profession, and now let's say it's been almost a year. You're hanging out outside of Satriali's, the pork store, in Ubersreich.
Questionable meat store.
It's supposed to be pork. There have been rumors that other meats have been processed there, because it's said that the Lowhaven halfling crime family operates out of Satriali's. But that's no real concern to you. You're just enjoying beer and sausages. You spent all the gold that you earned in the last adventure in the meantime. So whatever you have on your sheet for coin, and that's what you got on the trappings section.
We still need to do our party ambitions.
Yeah, that's true. So maybe you're discussing that at the table outside Satriali's.
Yeah. The world is our oyster now that we have this well-trained witch hunter and this grave digger with a spade really stepping up.
Yeah, my spade is always out.
Do you have is your hand, like your wheelbarrow, your hand cart nearby? Maybe with a tarp on it and a hand dangling out.
Yeah, it's outside.
Yeah, you're
outside.
sitting outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's,
That's next to me.
yeah, it's within reach.
Hands within reach.
It doesn't look like I can put anything into corruption and mutation.
Oh yeah, I would have to do that. I may have missed that. What's your corruption right now?
I think it was at 2 or 3.
I'll give you 2. We'll say you've been to a shrine in the meantime and maybe cleanse it a little bit.
I was hoping he had like a finger coming out of his nipple or something,
No, you have to reach the threshold before any of that happens.
No.
All right, so you're discussing your party ambition.
Yeah, I think I like what Jordan says. The end goal of every party should be to have a bar, This is a schnapps club after all.
Okay, so you want that to be your long term?
To have a Schnappsklubben.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, write that down on your character sheet.
I feel like ideally, it's the Schnapps Club is over a sewer. It's next to the river, and there's a graveyard nearby. I mean,
and it's lousy with rats.
just so many.
Instead of a graveyard, I just am out back digging graves, but that's just where we put all the trash. Be busy.
We give our trash proper burials.
That's how you get a crack fox.
So in the short term, I guess we need to make a name for ourselves and start stacking coin.
Yeah,
that was your prior short-term ambition was get money, which you succeeded at. You may want to think up something different.
Yeah.
I've changed my character's short-term ambition to I want someone that I don't know to know who I am. You know what I mean? Somebody's like, oh shit, there's that guy. I've heard of him.
That's a great ambition because you're going to succeed at it in this adventure.
Oh hell yeah. Nice. But notoriety or something is one possible short term.
Yeah, that works for me because my short-term ambition is to get a toady.
Some other ambitions we could have is to find the greatest, the recipe for the greatest sausages. Find the best alcohol distributor.
Yeah, just the small goals for making.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Oh, yeah,
to have goals that lead to the long term.
Yeah,
I like that.
What about trying to find a piece of property and then terrorizing the neighborhood until it's affordable?
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because that would be where you start. You want to get the venue first.
We could try to get a mob connection with the halfling mob to try and get them to help us. Probably a really bad idea, but
well, do you have something you've settled on then, or
I like finding a property.
Finding property?
Yeah, I like that. That's fun.
Okay. Well, why don't we phrase it as finding and securing a property?
At least a quarter acre, right?
I mean, there may be a building you can just purchase anyway.
Yeah. Or, kill the owner.
Yeah.
Take his identity.
that one's good, Nick.
Marry into the family, murder the family, get the property.
That's Schnapps Club thinking.
The combination of marry and also kill.
That's how you get the deed.
Yeah.
I mean, those are all different ways of getting there. I think just having the goal, find a property is good. Find a secure property. And then, how you get there, that's going to be up to you. But those are all great options to keep in mind. And you'll have opportunities presenting themselves if you choose to grasp them. So everybody get that written down on their character sheet. The
Yeah.
short term and long term. Okay, was that enough time for everybody?
We call the bar the Silver Unicorn.
I mean, you can call it whatever you want. Actually, what you should probably do is call it the Silver Unicorn, but translate it into German.
Yes. Just asking the group if everybody's
So,
okay.
Der Silver Unicorn.
Kevin wants you to let him in, Nick.
I just did.
Nice.
He's not connecting.
This is probably not very good German because it's just translated
All right.
from Google. It's almost exactly like the English.
Einhorn.
Yeah, it's just Einhorn.
I get it.
Yeah, one horn.
The hippo is great though.
Chapin, is there any chance that you can disconnect your other session? Because
did.
I
left. I
It
don't.
probably just needs a minute.
This is
You
how
might be-
Gene got banned that one time. Take no
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, don't.
that's what was about to happen.
I don't mind seeing two Chapins. It's all right. I just need to
Wait.
remember not to look at the still one when I'm looking for visual cues.
How could you? The moving one is always so interesting.
Yeah. Oh,
There
there
we
it
go.
went away.
Goodbye.
All right, we're good. Okay, I guess that was probably enough time for everybody to edit their sheets. So,
Yeah, shit don't work.
see if I can put this in the session chat. Yeah, shit. Okay. So I've just posted a picture in the session chat on Discord. This young man approaches the table. He looks at Willy and asks if he's the famed witch hunter Wilhelm Hammerson, pupil of Werner Fromm.
I say, like so many others, I see you've heard of me. Indeed, it is I, the famous witch hunter.
I think we should all clap and applaud for completing his short-term goal.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
That's very good. You did a great job picking one.
I say, what can I do you for, friend? I gesture at my companions and say, we're here to help.
I'm just going to add your XP. So there's your bonus of 50 XP is now on your sheet for achieving your short-term ambition. So he introduces himself as Lothar Gantz. I'll give you a spelling for that.
Lothar.
He tells you that, and he looks when you your impression of him. He has a very high, wavering voice, right? And he seems to be quite troubled. He says that he is a family friend of Werner Fromm, who referred him to the Schnapps Club. Well, he doesn't call you the Schnapps Club, but to your group. He says that it's not a matter of witches, though. Instead, he needs help, desperate help, because his voice goes low. His wife, he looks a little furtive about that, has been kidnapped and is being held hostage by a rascal, a rogue, a villainous noble named
Gruber.
Francisco Gaspar Gomez Pimental de Sandoval y Rojas,
Come
who is,
on.
of course, the Marquis of Montalto. I'll give you that name
Thanks.
in the chat here. Actually, I'll give you a picture of the guy too. Maybe you've seen him. Sorry, I should have had this at the ready. Almost there.
Foundry is just not loading for me right now.
Okay, that's fine. What I'll do, if you have to roll
If you
something,
need
I'll roll it
something,
and let you
Just
know.
pull it up for me.
What was that?
Yeah. Understood.
Okay. I'm sorry, I don't have a picture for him right now. I don't know where it went. That's the name.
Too much name.
I'm calling him Mark.
Frankie Markey.
Sandal.
Sandal. Yeah.
I think he'd probably be known, maybe
Monty
as
Markham.
Francisco or Gaspar.
Or Montalto.
Yeah, Marquis. The Marquis is probably Marquis de Montalto. Probably be
What
that.
is
formal.
Marquis like a ducal equivalent?
No, Marquis is below a Duke.
Below Duke. Okay.
Yeah, Duke is quite high up. Duke is right
Because
there.
I'm thinking, like a Duke of a Duke of a place could be called the place. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, Montalto. You could call him
like
the Marquis de Montalto or just Montalto. Socially, people at his rank would probably call him by his like Gaspar or something like that to his face. In the third person, I don't know. Depends on how formal the setting is. This is you may have heard of him. Anybody got Lore Ubersreich?
I think I do.
Yeah. Who wants to roll? Let's see.
Tape and roll if he's got it.
Or Lore Politics would also work. Chapin, you think you got it? Let me take a look.
Lord Ubersreich.
I have Lord Politics.
You do
I
not
thought
have
I had
Lore Ubersreich.
but I don't.
I have it.
So yeah, either Lore Politics or Lore Ubersreich. I think the Lore Ubersreich that's 38 for Durek, and then Lore Politics is 39 for Wilhelm. So they're very close. It's up to you which one you want to roll.
Go with Uber's right.
Okay. Okay, so you can just click on Lore Ubersreich, and it'll pull up the dialog box.
Just hit roll.
And then you just hit roll, yeah. All right. So that's an impressive failure.
Impressive.
So you pipe in Durek and you say, I know his tinned meats very well. You've confused him with some kind of food manufacturer.
Tinned meats.
Yeah. Which doesn't much impress Lotar, but maybe Villy can do a roll.
Okay.
For politics. We'll see what happens.
I'll try that.
Do you have the Marquis de Montalto in a can?
Yeah, there we go. You succeed. So you know that this person is a Estalian noble who has a ambassadorial residence outside of Ubersreich, right outside of Ubersreich. So this person is a man of a diplomat from Astalia, which is another country, which is it's Wolfram, Spain, obviously, based on some
What?
maps. So
I'll ask Lothar. I'll say, that's troublesome. Getting around this guy's diplomatic immunity. I know you have to tread lightly in situations such as this. Do you think he's got her at this manse outside of Ubersreich? Is that what
so
I'm picking up here?
he assures you that he's been told this is the case. He explains, with him actually, I should have mentioned this, is a young woman, clearly his servant, and he says that he points to her and he says, or he gestures towards her and he says, Annalisa Wieck here, who's my trusted servant, introduced me to a young woman by the name of Ursula Marx, and I fell in love with Ursula, and we eloped. Of course, my parents don't know anything about this, but shortly after we eloped, she was kidnapped by this villainous Marquis. And that's when I met Christoph Vogel, who was the brother of Ursula, or not brother, the cousin of Ursula, I mean to say. And he tells me that he has men in the Marquis's household who can rescue her, who can liberate her. And in aid of that, I've given Christoph Vogel a large sum of money, but he is telling me now that the men are asking for more money.
And does this Marquis have anything against you personally, or what how did all this come about?
He says that the Marquis had met Ursula and greatly desired to wed her, and he's been told that the Marquis has recruited a corrupt priest to officiate at a wedding, which of course would be the foulest bigamy, given he'd already married her in secret.
Make the sign of Sigmar's hammer when he says that.
Yeah, you don't like the sound of that at all.
Extra foul.
Yeah.
Well,
so he says he has more money that he could give Christoph, but he's worried that these men in the Marquis's household are just going to continue to ask for more money.
Mm-hmm.
I'll posit to Lothar that there are no men and that this guy is taking your money, for nothing.
At that, Annalisa angrily chimes in to say that Christoph's honor is beyond reproach. She's known him for many a year.
I see. You know him, huh?
Remember, she introduced.
Yes.
This is suspicious because she introduced this guy to Ursula also, right?
I tag on or tug on Willie's robe and bring him in and go, she's a witch.
he just shoots her.
Yeah. As a member of the Schnappsklubben, I think just as an aside to the group, I'm kind of looking and I sort of give everybody the sign of we know a scam. We've done a bunch of them. But could be money in it. So
yeah, the Spanish prisoner. This is the Spanish prisoner.
The Estalian prisoner.
The Estalian prisoner.
Or at least it appears so at first glance.
Yes.
You'll have to discover what's going on exactly. Or Lothar tells you that he's already out 10 gold crowns.
So much gold crowns, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that means he can afford to pay our newly exorbitant prices.
Oh, he's come to the best, and the best don't come cheap. That's
Get what you pay for.
Yeah, we're skilled. We're career level 2 people now.
This is no mere rat hunter you're dealing with here, friend.
Yeah, he doesn't just hunt them, he catches them. And then releases them back so he can charge you again.
I mean, the best thing to do would be to catch them in one place, release them in another place,
Exactly.
and then just rotate
Uh-oh.
through.
That's how you get that quarterly service agreement going. We just had bug guys out today.
So kind of on a metagame level, if you think this is a con, there's a few ways you can go about it. You could try to reveal that it's a con. You could try to contact the charlatans yourself and maybe get in on it. That's one way of doing it. And Lothar himself suggests that the men in the Marquis household are not to be trusted. Instead, what he's proposing is that you find a way into his residence and rescue her yourselves, which he thinks may be a cheaper method.
I'd like to use some of my knowledge that I've gained from being a criminal to just analyze this guy. And
You want to analyze Lothar himself?
I want to use intuition on him.
Yeah, why don't you roll the intuition then?
+3 success level.
You can, yeah, that's pretty good. That's a regular success, but it's good. You can tell this guy is not lying to you. He doesn't have any of the tells of a liar. So you would suspect that he's the mark rather than he's one of the confidence men making you the mark.
Okay.
So you think it's a stronger possibility of him being the mark. If he is a con artist, he's one of the best you've seen.
I tell them
Do you want to confer off to the side, maybe?
Yeah, I whisper to them like, I think this guy might be being taken advantage of. He's right for us to also take advantage of him.
So I think maybe what we want to do is try and get in contact with the people inside, or otherwise decide if we want to reveal it, I guess, but do so by rooting them out with subterfuge.
Yeah, because I think if we just try to be like, hey, let us in on this, they'll be like, why?
Right.
Why should we? Yeah.
This is going great.
Well, I mean, you do have a ace in the hole with having a witch hunter.
Yeah. You could always
remember
just
witch hunters can more or less accuse people and get them executed without a lot of fuss.
I mean, you
Just
might
runs
want
around
to
like
know.
right, pointing at everyone.
Yeah. You might already suspect that Annalisa and Ursula are witches that you should root out.
I mean, I don't to be clear, I don't all of this pious stuff is extremely performative. I like the power.
Yeah.
I like to be able to threaten people. I like that, it's brought me some coin. Witches, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask Lothar and Annalise, actually, I'll give them a little song and dance about how in these sort of situations, anything that we can know kind of about the psychology of Ursula might help us rescue her more effectively, save her. Like, and I just want to ask, like, so describe, like, you know, yeah, so okay, you got introduced. Like, what was it like? What was the courtship like? Like, was it a quick thing? Like, you saw her and you knew, like, she was the one, or
So
like,
he shares with you a small cameo that's got her portrait on it, and says that uh, Annalisa, or are you talking to Annalisa or to him? I can't remember.
both of them, because I
Both
mean,
of
they
them.
both
Okay.
know her. Like, you know, how did it go? Like,
He says Annalisa used to serve in the Marx household, and that's how she knew her. And there was a ball where they both attended, and Annalisa had told him that he should meet her. So, and it was a very, very quick courtship.
they're
And
both.
you see him like get a little red when he says quick courtship.
So, but they're both at this ball. I guess just so that so that I've got an understanding of the situation here. Like, what's Ursula and the Marx household social status compared to Lothar?
So Lothar is a noble, but he tells you with a little bit of shame that Marx is a bourgeois. So she's burger social status, but like a very wealthy burger. He understands. So this is a kind of socially at this time, there's still like a number of prominent nobles, but a lot of nobles are slipping down because the bourgeois households, like merchant houses, they're actually wealthier than a lot of the nobles, so they're able to buy their way into society.
Well, Lothar, have you informed the Marx household of this? Like, and did you go down there? Have you been down there?
He says he has not been, because the Marxes are actually Altdorfers, so their household is in Altdorf.
I see.
He understands.
You're in Canada, so I wouldn't know him. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so that's Altdorf is a large city that's a little bit distant. And he hasn't wanted to leave because he knows the Marquis is so near.
Makes sense.
He also is he feels unable to draw upon his family resources because after all, this was an elopement. So he does not want his parents to find out that he, wed a what amounts to a commoner, in the holy eyes of Sigmar.
Mm.
You got any other questions? You cogitating?
So we'll need the names of your contacts in the household.
The only contact he has is Christoph Vogel.
Oh, okay.
Christoph Vogel is the one that has the
I thought that
men
dude was here
in the household. No, he's not present.
Okay. Well,
he doesn't actually know how to. He doesn't know where Christoph lives. Christoph just calls on him periodically.
when is he slated to next call on you?
He doesn't know.
Because we're going to need to talk to him.
Yeah, you'd have to ask around town to find Christoph.
Okay. But Annalisa introduced him, yeah?
Annalisa knows Christoph, but doesn't know where he lives.
And how do you get
Christoph came to Lothar after the kidnapping.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we go looking for him.
I mean, we could go to the Marquis manse and try to get employment there or something in order to like look around and find Ursula, see if she's really good or not, those sorts of things.
You could try to find if anybody who might be employed by the Marquis already. Ask about the place.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Person
find out where the servants go to drink. Go carouse with them.
Yeah, we like carousing.
If
So
we
you're saying
need
our stats are about to get real low.
We could also stalk Annalise, because she's up to something. She's in on it.
She's making a lot of she's made some very convenient introductions,
Exactly.
or inconvenient, as the case may be.
It's too bad Ian flubbed his role, because I was going to suggest that he had some kind of sewer access that he knew about,
Oh,
and
get in the toilets, man.
knew the quality of the shit that comes out.
Hmm.
Really
this is a-
primo stuff.
Yeah, it's they eat a lot of paella.
All right, so do we want to tail Annalisa?
Can we do both? I mean, they both sound like good ideas.
Yeah.
Like, not all of us. I think like 6 people tailing her.
Well, sure, not.
That's a big bushy tail.
It's not going to raise suspicion. Shut up.
I think I have like shadowing or whatever.
You do have shadowing now.
Nice.
Let's take a look at that. So, Ian, when you go to your character sheet, there's a talents tab. Do you see the talents tab?
Great.
So scroll down to shadow. If you if you left click on shadow, it'll drop down and tell you what it is.
Cool.
So do you see what it says?
You are skilled at following people without being spotted. You may use shadow rules on page 130 without doing a combined test. Instead, you test against your perception and your stealth skill.
Whichever's higher. Yeah. So let's see. You've got stealth urban at 50 and perception at 45. So you'd be testing your stealth urban.
Cool.
So you're just going to tell them that you'll be looking into it. Do you want to talk about price or anything like that?
I have to get a screenshot of this.
Yeah,
Question about shadowing. I've got stealth urban, and underneath stealth urban it says options shadowing. Do I have to explicitly take shadowing, or
The shadowing talent makes that easier, basically.
okay?
So it'd probably be best to have Durek do it, because he's going to have a higher chance of success.
All right.
But I'm going to look up the rules on page 130.
It looks like I would have to pass both a perception and stealth test.
Yeah, it's a combined test. Yeah. Yeah, I think it'd be better to have him do it.
Cats.
Does anybody want to haggle? Try to get a good price.
Let's check out this haggle skill that I've got.
I have 41 haggle.
It's better than me.
I got 47 haggle.
Oh, shit.
Our haggle man.
That's pretty
That's almost
good.
50-50 there.
Haggleman.
Larry.
So it's going to be an
Haggleman.
opposed test.
A what? Opposed test?
It's going to be a haggle opposed test, but I can do it for you since you don't have access at the moment.
I'm back. I'm back in now.
Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click the haggle skill and then roll it. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to make it an opposed test, so give me a moment.
Oh, but I rolled already, and it was good.
Fancy.
Yeah, but it's haggle's an opposed roll.
Okay. Oh, fuck you, Lothar.
Oh, yeah, so he's going to set the price. He won against you by
Impressive.
one SL. You see how it says that in the Game
Yeah.
Master?
Yes, fancy boy.
So he's not inclined to throw but so much money after, but it's probably worth it to him to spend at least let's see. You know what? I'll do a roll for it.
We spent 10 already, so
Yeah, he spent 10 already. He probably doesn't
For
want to spend
nothing.
more than another 10. So I'm going to just roll 1d10. So it's worth 8 gold crowns to him
Fuck yeah.
for you to get her back at this moment.
Bad.
So that's not too bad.
That
Sounds
is a
good.
good, goodly amount of coin.
1.2 gold crowns, 1.2 something gold crowns each.
I mean, that's a lot of money back now.
So he says, I have your assurance that you will liberate my beloved wife.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
He's very grateful. He shakes all of your hands except for Durek's.
He even shakes the gravedigger's hand, huh?
Yeah. He gives Durek a kind of bow.
That's nice.
Does he shake my dog's hand?
You want him to shake the dog's hand? He reaches to shake the dog's paw, but it's Voofy, right?
Yeah, I say, Boofy, shake.
Yeah, Voofy snaps and bites his. Or no, you tested it. Okay, never mind. Successfully shakes the hand with only like a little bit of a growl. Just no biting, just
Maybe
a growling.
just like, little teeth on the skin.
Yeah, a little.
But not a bite. Just.
Yeah, there you go.
Test.
Yeah, good job. I should have asked for that test. Sorry.
I was way ahead of you.
Okay. So he and Annalisa leave. Are you trying to shadow her now, or do you want to wait till he
Wait till
gave
she,
you
like-
his address and everything?
wait till she like knocks off for the night or whatever.
Yeah. So you'd have his address. He lives in the wealthy part of town, the name of which escapes me at the moment. Where's this map?
Richburg.
Duckburg.
I think it's the Morgenseite.
Yeah, there you go. Get that hat.
Everybody's wearing a fucking hat now.
Hat can barely fit with the amount of hair I have right now. And my big freaking melon head.
Yeah, so he lives in the Morgenseite, which is on the Ubersreich map, if anybody has that pulled up. Oh, great. I guess I'm wearing a hat now, too.
Yeah, you are.
My alien hat. Nostromo. Morgenseite is like in the it's across the Teufel in the like southeastern corner. If you can see it. I don't know if you got the map open. So it's it's quite a little bit of let me find the pork store.
Is the map on the drive?
Yeah, it should be in one of the pinned things. I could probably upload this to Foundry at some point so that I can just display it to you on there, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here.
Where's
I'm looking for the
Satriali's?
pork place right now.
Yeah, Satriali's is the name of the pork store.
Not the hog pit.
No, the hog pit's not that.
That's the sex club.
Give me a moment, I'll find it. The fuck?
Oh yeah, it's 10.
10?
Yeah, number 10 in the Artisans Quarter.
Okay. There we go. Yeah, so it's across the river from there, then to the. We'll say it's near between 58 and 60 around there on the map.
Okay.
So now that you know, I can't wear this hat. Sorry, guys. I do not feel like wearing a hat right now. Now that you know where it is, you can rely on Durek's incredible knowledge of the sewer system to get him situated to where he can
Situated.
situated to espy the departure of Annalisa from the manor. What are the rest of you going to do?
I want to go find like the local tavern, the tavern that is local to the Marquise's estate.
Yeah.
Well, there wouldn't really be a.
where the estate was.
I'm sorry. What was the other question?
Did we establish where the estate was on the map?
It's like between 58 and 60
Oh, okay.
in the
No,
Morganzida.
I thought that was where Lothar's place was.
Yeah,
Where's the
yeah.
Oh, Lothar. Oh, the estate. Oh, sorry. You mean the Marquise place?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the Marquise place is outside of town. So
Well, I
it
guess
would
we
be on the
just
map.
need to find where his servants and staff go after work.
Yeah.
I mean,
Give me a moment.
you could always also, I mean, they could find themselves with a rat infestation,
Good point.
you know.
Right.
Might
Oh
need
my,
to
you
hear
got
that.
rats, you got voles.
There's not a tavern in Morganzida. There's an eatery, a restaurant called Luigi and Salvatore. Or Salvatore.
Sounds like a place that we could all have some very fun.
Oh, sorry,
accents.
no, it's not the name of it. Wings of the Pegasus. I was reading the wrong thing. Wings of the Pegasus is the eatery.
Ooh, wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pegasus wings, my favorite.
It's a Buffalo Wings place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wings of the Pegasus. That's where the rich people eat.
Yeah, I'll take a terabyte out of those wings. Let's do it.
Yeah, if you have money.
Yeah,
Damn
right,
it.
take the cash.
Let's
Oh, and
see.
can we ask did we get an advance from Lothar at all, or just like?
Oh no, he already left.
To ask for that money.
Can
We
we
should've got a
get
down
on his
payment.
tab?
I would say like a meal there is probably going to be like in level meals are about a shilling. So this is a fine dining establishment. So I mean, it's going to be at least probably about four times the price, right? That's close to what it is. You know,
Which is the
so like
Uber
4
Strike,
shillings per meal. What?
which is the Uber Strike map in the drive?
It should say Game Master map.
Game Master maps. Okay. There
It's
we
the
go.
second pinned post in rules and resources.
Oh, okay. I'm in the drive, so
Yeah. So Wings of the Pegasus. I'm going to say it's going to be at least 4 shillings for a meal there. Yeah, we'll just say the it's about 4 times the price of a establishment, a normal establishment. I think that's about close to the sort of disparity between a regular restaurant and a fine dining restaurant now.
But so even these servants can afford this place?
No, servants wouldn't be going there.
No.
that's who we're looking for.
You just looking for servants? Okay, well,
Well,
then you don't want Wings of the
we want-
Pegasus.
We want the staff. Maybe
The servants
not
would not, like, some of them would live on site, but they're not going to If they're going to go drinking or something, they're going to be getting out of Morgenseite.
Yeah.
If they're eating, they're probably just going to eat in the manor.
Well,
Yeah.
then can we stake out the Marquis place, and when the servants go, just follow them to the bar?
Yeah.
Well, the Marquis place is outside of town, so you're going to have to travel, you know, like a couple hours at least.
So maybe we start with investigating Christoph.
Yeah, so shadowing Annalisa, and then that's happening, right?
But we can start asking around about him. I mean, do we
Okay.
have any idea?
You're probably not going to have, so, you know, since the Marquis lives outside of town, his people probably don't go to town that often, except for like goods. You
Do
may
we
be
have
able to
any
find
idea?
you may be able to find tradesmen that have been to the mansion, or the ambassadorial residence, I should say.
So, and what number is he?
The Marquis,
Yeah.
he's outside of town, so he's not on that map.
Oh, okay. But is he like to the southeast?
Oh, like on the Reichland map?
Well, no, like outside of town. Is he down off of the Morgenseite side, or is he just somewhere outside of town?
He's to the south of Uber. So if you go to the page 2 of the map, that's the Reichland map.
Right.
Or it's not Reichland, it's Ubersreich surrounds.
Right.
It's a part
Gotcha.
of Reichland. So you see where Messingen is? To the south of...
Just below the big Duchy of Ubersreich.
yeah.
Yes.
You see that?
Okay.
So it's somewhere between the two dots there.
Between Ubersreich and Messingen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
So it's a country manor, you know? It's a country house.
It's
close enough. It's close enough that if he needs to do any kind of business in Ubersreich, it's you know, it's fairly trivial to get in town.
So I see that there's like a tributary that runs down that way.
Yeah.
Off of the Teufel. Is there like a little, does it have its own little harbor? Maybe
to me it's a little bit inland from there. So,
but there would be probably,
there's a road. You could take a road.
I guess I'm
probably like
if,
a couple hours on foot would be my guess.
If they
That's
had,
not that far.
But they wouldn't have things delivered by boat. They're not like closer via.
They might.
The waterway.
With their location, you would expect them to get things from Ubersreich and from Messingen. You know, depending on.
We cannot make a aquatic approach.
No,
it's on the land.
Yeah,
like it doesn't have a dock. Or
well, I was also just wondering, you know, like if, you know, within my own knowledge of the waterways and other boat people, if I could, you know, find out about, like you were asking about tradesmen that might have been there if there were.
Yeah, by tradesmen I meant something
that's moot.
Locksmiths, you know, people that install an oven, that kind of shit. Plumbers.
All right. So, do we have any idea what Christoph does?
You know very little about Christoph, and you don't even know where he lives. Yeah.
Okay.
You know that he's the cousin of Ursula Marx.
He claims to be.
Yeah, I don't trust anything about this guy.
Husband cousin, more like.
All right.
I'm not trying to like stall you or anything. It's just
we should put a bunch of rats in the Marquis place.
Yeah, if you wanted to travel out to the Marquis place.
I mean, I think we should follow up on this Annalise thing first since we're here. But in the future, I love putting a bunch of rats in this guy's house.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be that. We're definitely doing that.
Yeah.
Before we leave town, we gotta find Annalisa's. You know, see if she's on the level, and we gotta find Christoph. Because I I think if at the very least, if we can get him to be like, because he, we know that Lothar is loath to invest anymore in that particular avenue. So, I think we can be like, hey, listen, man, if you're willing to help us with information, we can make sure that the work that you've put in so far is not in vain. And maybe, maybe we can even squeeze him for a little more and we'll cut you in, et cetera, et cetera.
I think when he takes a poop, we just get him, jank him until he tells the truth.
Sure.
Who are you going to kidnap?
Kristoff.
Okay.
Somebody.
Definitely kidnapping somebody. You know what they say?
It's been like 2 weeks since we kidnapped anybody.
Fight fire with fire. Fight kidnapping with kidnapping.
Really, the Schnaps Club didn't do anything really bad in the last since Helmet's joined.
Yeah, you haven't done anything that evil.
Yeah, we got to rectify that, man. We were doing some evil shit.
I know.
This is the adventure, guys. We're gonna make it happen.
So do you want to just stay in town for now and then see how Durek's lead plays out? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just lightly party
Kristoff.
while Durek is working.
And we get it.
Did you say lightly party?
Yeah.
Little.
That's what the rest of us want to do. Lightly party.
All right, that's fine. So
Hey,
Durek,
Alcohol.
Durek, you have made your way
Astounding.
on the long trek through the sewers to the Morgenseite sewers, which, the quality of shit, it's a much finer grade here.
That's an amazing sound effect.
What the hell?
What was that?
Is it
It
from
was-
the foundry?
Yeah.
Wilhelm
Because there's a failure on the alcohol test.
consume alcohol. Dang, how much you have? 60? Or is that a standard difficulty?
I have 40, but there's a bonus.
Yeah, you're all doing on average at the moment. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
I'm not hearing that on mine. I don't.
Oh, man.
We're
Everybody's
rolling very
failed.
poorly. Except for Helmet. Astounding success.
Oh, that was what? Okay, so he's the only one that could drink.
Yep.
The rest of you are getting penalties to your stats on it. Let me look at
Yes,
the.
we know.
I said lightly party.
Well, you didn't say don't party at all.
Yeah,
We haven't rolled it twice.
that's fair. Only one
You have to
failure.
fail a number. I'm gonna post it on there. Give me a second.
Oh, well, you can right-click on the little exclamation
It'll
mark,
tell you as well.
and you can re-roll and use your dark deals and fortune points. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm going to take that dark deal.
Where's that at?
I'm not getting drunk tonight.
If you right-click on the little exclamation mark on your failure box,
Okay.
pretty good. Oh, I guess you
Nice.
can just right-click anywhere on that box.
Oh.
So you're all getting penalties. I just
Yep.
posted it in the chat log.
Do we have
But if you go to your
anything
skills,
else?
if you go to your skills and you right click on them instead of left click, it gives you that description. And it has the 1d10 stinking drunk table that you can roll on. Although to roll on it, what you're going to do is type in /roll 1d10 into the chat log like I just did there. But yeah.
Do we have to manually change the current value? Is that what we're doing?
What I'm going to do instead is so when you pull up one of those skills, there's a difficulty. You see how so like when you go to roll a skill, let's say athletics, it's defaulting to difficulty average plus 20. instead of like changing your number, you're just going to drop down to and say like difficult, which is -10, hard -20, very hard -30. See that? Do you see that drop down? So
Gotcha.
just modify it before you roll
Okay.
using that. That way you're not changing anything in your stats that you'd have to keep up track of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And if you look at every skill, it has the governing characteristic right before it, so you'll know which ones you need to change by
Yeah.
looking at that.
Don't let me shoot my bow. Or else
I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm gonna do it.
Nick's dog is
Now
gonna be
Billy
killed.
is, shoot the
Oh.
bow. Shoot the bow.
Okay.
Got a big apple on my head. Like,
No.
Did I roll stealth?
I don't think you've rolled yet.
Should I roll for stealth though?
Yeah, you're gonna roll for that. I'm gonna say that it's nighttime. You've spotted Annalisa, and she's leaving the manor.
Oh.
So let's see if you succeed.
Okay.
Oh, I'm afraid that's a marginal failure there.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now you can you have some options. You can burn a point. I think it's a fortune point to reroll, isn't it? Or is it a fate point? I think it's a fortune point. I'm pretty sure it's a fortune point. Let me double check on that.
I have 2 fortune points, and I recoup those at the end.
The fortune ones you do, yeah. Let me just look at my.
can always just be like, "Hello, Annalise. We're looking for."
Where are fortune points listed?
It's fortune. It's on your character, the main tab of your character sheet.
What if I crawl into a barrel? And
See where it says fortune?
Yep.
Under.
Got it.
You got it. Okay, so if you decrease it by 1, so I can do that for you.
Okay.
Increase is the left click. Decrease is right click. I don't know if it'll let you edit it, but I can edit it.
Oh, I decreased it.
You do. I see. It worked. Okay, so now roll again.
Okay.
There you go. Much better.
All right. Cool.
All right. So you successfully shadow her. A combination of above ground and below ground. With great ease, you're able to shimmy out of the gutter or the through manholes and whatnot.
Perfect.
Yeah, you're doing fantastic. So you see, she makes her way out of the Morgenseite to the docks. The toy Brücke. I think that's what they call the docks area, right?
I think it's Taybrücke.
Or
What number is
Oh,
she?
Toybrücke. No, you're right.
I think it's Toybrücke.
It's Toybrücke.
Yeah. So first towards 25, because that's nearest, right? But heading past there, so that whole area has warehouses, some actual residences. It has some bars. The notable ones have numbers, but there's a lot of stuff that just wouldn't normally be remarked upon. So you see her stop and talk to a young man briefly in hushed tones. The man starts heading perhaps towards the Marktplatz to the south, but Annalisa is continuing on towards the bridge, the main bridge, the Ubersreich bridge in the middle there. So you have to make a choice as to who you're going to follow.
Can I make like an intuition roll or something?
I can just tell you stuff about either of them that you would have gathered anyway. You don't think you need to really roll for this.
Okay.
So, there's her. I mean, you recognize her, of course. The man is young, like I said, fairly young at least. He's wearing fine clothing. You have you think he might have a plate, like a breastplate under his clothes. And you can see a sword at his side, and you spotted a pistol as well.
Mm,
Damn, he's strapped.
yeah.
That
He's
means
got
he's
his hood up over his.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's an assassin.
I mean, most of you have hoods.
We're all assassins.
Yeah. Okay. I think I want to follow him.
You want to follow him?
I guess
Okay,
so.
sure. So
Careful.
so she's heading across the bridge, and you lose sight of her. This individual, you fall him back to he's definitely getting into the market plots. That's the like market area.
Mhm.
As I said, it's nighttime, so a lot of the shops are closed. You see him. Let's see. He goes first to the center of the market plots. Then he starts going up, let's say past 33, right? Travels all the way up and then stops at the Théâtre Variété, the variety theater. And there's a small residence that seems to be attached to that right next to it. And he opens the door and gets inside there. It's right next to the theater. That's 39
Okay.
on the map.
Are there any windows or anything in this residence I could?
No, it's a pretty rundown little shack. There's nothing like you could get to a window. You'd have to do a little climbing to see the one window.
I'm a climb boy.
So yeah, let's get a climb test out of you then.
Okay.
And that's going to be difficult. So change the difficulty from average to 0. To difficult to 0. It's a little drop down when you click on the skill.
So challenging.
Challenging. That's what I meant to say. Yep.
I'm rolling it. Marginal.
Okay, so you get up partway, and you peek over, and you can't you don't see him anywhere, and then you slip down and with a great crash.
Oh shit.
So you might want to scurry into the sewer at this point.
I roll into. I like barrel roll into the sewer.
Okay. Let's have. I was letting your stealth ride for a while there, but because it's changed a bit, let's get another stealth.
Okay.
And that you can do. You're going to do it at. Since you had that failure, I'm going to say that you're not doing it at average. You're going to do that one at challenging as well.
Okay. Marginal success.
All right. So you succeed. You slip away into the sewer. And you notice then that there's no doesn't see the tunnel. There's no like hookup to that section. Like that's all walled off. So it seems like the sewer system goes around this spot, but doesn't. It connects to the theater, but not that one area.
Okay. Can I investigate this sewer system?
Yeah. Let's get. How do you want to do this? Do you want to use like your knowledge of, like are you doing this as like a lore Ubersreich, or are you doing it as like a perception thing? So like, are you like touching through the wall, trying to figure it out, or are you like thinking about how the sewers work and your knowledge of the sewers?
I think I want to just use perception.
All right, go ahead and that's just going to be an average.
Okay. Failure.
Yeah, so I'm afraid that you feel the wall. You're checking very carefully, but you don't find any kind of entry into this blocked off area.
Interesting. Okay. Well, damn. Do I notice any animals or anything? Like rats or?
Yeah, it's oddly devoid of rats at that one spot, for the moment at least.
Interesting. Can I use my Ubersreich lore to?
Well, I'm going to say I gave you the choice between the two, and you chose perception. So.
All right. Can I peer back out and see if anyone's coming to investigate that crash?
You take a look. There doesn't seem to be any guards or anything investigating it.
Okay.
And remember, you do have a. I'm going to clear out the chat real quick.
I'm gonna burn this shack down.
I mean, you have some new skills, don't you?
I do have lockpick
Yeah.
and sleight of hand, or something like that.
So I mean, you have a door there. You could
Yeah.
try to get in that way.
Okay. I'll stealthily go.
I'm gonna say it's you as you start to pick it, you realize that it's a more challenging lock than you expected. So it's going to be a challenging roll rather than an average roll.
Okay. Pick lock, challenging, and roll. I failed.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's beyond your skill at this time. Now you can try it again at another time, especially if you come back maybe with. I don't know. If you come back later, you can try it, but you can't retry it now. So at this moment, this place has beat you. You don't really have anything you can do. So I think maybe you should probably just get back up with the team.
I'll say it's highly, like, anytime I see somebody dressed real fancy, like go into a place that ain't real fancy, like that's about the most suspicious thing you can do.
Yeah. Especially if it's not fancy but has like a sophisticated locking system.
Right, and they blocked up the sewer so you can't get in there because they're doing crimes.
Probably.
Yeah.
Super crimes.
So you could try to bring people back to investigate maybe the next day if you wanted to, that area.
Yeah.
Also, theater people are criminals. That's just common knowledge.
Technically, it's just right next to the theater. It doesn't necessarily connect to the theater.
A very convenient hideout.
Association.
Can I quickly go back in the sewer and just make a quick relief of the building so I can share the image?
You're gonna try to make a drawing of it? Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Rubbing.
With a rubbing of it.
Yeah.
How do you want to do? What are you trying to do exactly?
I want to take just like some boards and so whatever I can find in the sewer and make just a quick relief of the building, maybe of the man.
Are you trying to use like your art painting, fecal skill?
Yes.
Okay. So do you have any? Let's see. Let's look at your trappings. You need to find basically your canvas that you're going to use.
Is there like a crate or anything?
Yeah, there might be. We'll roll that. We'll have that as part of your roll. So your success will be a success at both procuring what you're going to use as the canvas and the actual depiction. Well, the way we'll do this is you'll do it at a penalty, so it'll be a challenging roll instead of a average, but that'll combine both things in one.
All right.
Okay. You managed to find a small board, but what you end up drawing there, while it looks good to you when you've done it, unfortunately, by the time you make it to the Schnapps Club, the rest of the Schnapps Club, the shit has some of it has fallen off, and then it's a little bit rainy, so it runs a little bit, and it's not a great drawing.
It's me.
What was that?
I just have a shitty board.
You just have at this point you have a shit smeared board.
Okay.
These are the hazards of fecal art.
Just charging into a bar. Going,
Yeah,
"Guys,
I
look.
chuck it before I walk in. Ashamed of what happened.
This dice roller does not roll under 85.
What do you? Oh, there's a lot of successes earlier.
I'm doing great.
Okay. So go ahead, Durek. You can relate what you discovered to the drunk people that you're talking to. Does anybody want another round of consume alcohol tests since
No.
you've been sitting there
No.
for so long? It seems like maybe you'd have another drink.
I had one.
Light partying.
All right, yeah. Good. Anybody who's had one, you need to do a roll.
Damn it.
Success level 4. I'm great at drinking.
Yeah, you're amazing at this.
That's a 71. Like, that's good odds, and yet
Hey.
Oh, somebody's holding their liquor.
I've never ever passed one of these. Not once.
That's good.
All right.
Someday you'll be able to drink like us, Willie.
I guess. I'm only 18, you know.
Same.
Okay, so I come up to the drunk people and I'm like, I shadowed her and she talked to this guy in armor and he had a gun and a sword. And I thought maybe he'd be better to shadow, so I shadowed him, and he's adjacent to a theater people, and he got this like building next to the theater, and the sewer's weird. In the sewer, can't get to the sewer, and there's the lock. It's a good lock on the shitty door and shitty house, but I can't get in. And I think we should investigate together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Durek seems really alarmed, you know. You're used
I'm
to
there
getting
with
into
you.
anywhere via sewer or by lockpicking, right? This
Yeah,
must suck for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I give Derek a drink.
Oh yeah, you want to do a little alcohol test?
Yeah, why not?
I've never been in a sewer before, so I'm excited to go in.
It's great down there. You're going to love it.
Sewers are where the magic happens.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there are dead bodies in the sewer sometimes, so you know, you might be right
yeah.
at home.
All right.
5 of them are.
Do they have anything on them? Any rings?
Just coverage and shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's treasures in the sewer, you know, denim.
Yeah. Boiled denim.
Burying denim. Yeah, boiled denim armor.
So yeah, we'll say. Is there anything else you wanted to do that night, or do you want to try to sleep off your inebriation?
Yeah.
I don't know that there's anything else we can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm clearing out the chat.
We lost Annalise.
Yeah, but we gamed this theater kid.
Yeah,
Like,
we know about but I don't think we're in a condition to explore it.
How'd the theater look? Do you think it might be like a good place to turn into a bar?
Let me look that up.
Take it over.
Or how close are they to defaulting on a payment?
It's a large stone building with an expansive vaulted wooden ceiling. There's a chalkboard under the painted sign where the next performance is written.
Sounds like
Yeah, it used to be a merchant's storehouse and shop, but it was converted into a theater.
There's like Edison bulbs just like hanging there, like artisanal Edison bulbs.
Unfortunately, no, it'd all be fire-based lighting.
Lap on the walls.
That was a big problem back in the day. Theaters were burned down all the time, killing lots of people because they had to light everything with like candles, you know.
And that's why you can't yell fire in a crowded theater.
That's right.
In respect for the dead.
Mhm.
If anybody wants to do a lore Ubersreich roll, if anybody's got it, then they
I
can
don't
find
have
out more about the theater.
Can I roll?
Yeah, if you want. That's a success. So you discover something about Durek that from time to time he likes to enjoy the dramatic arts.
Mm.
Pop up into the bathroom, scare away the bathroom attendant, and sneak a peek at whatever they're putting on the stage. So Durek, you know that the person who runs the theater's name is Benedict Gherkenfeld, who used to be an actor and playwright and was a fierce rival of the famous playwright Detlef Zierk.
Shrimp.
Should I relate
Alright.
this to the party?
Yeah.
Okay, I do that. I also talk about how getting high on Jankum right before a show really enhances it.
You ever been to the theater on P?
Do you think does Durek understand that what happens in the theater is fake, or do you think he thinks it's real?
I think he thinks it's real. Just like if he was shown professional wrestling, he would assume that was real.
So, the rest of you remember hearing a story one time about a play that was disrupted by a short, scarred, shit-covered man or dwarf. It was a play about a family of artisans called the Grubers. And you think, oh, that's the theater. That's where that happened.
Right.
Is that why they closed off the sewer?
Remember, this is just a building that's like attached to it.
Okay.
It's right next to it. Because these buildings are like.
So the sewer.
It's pretty shitty architecture. What?
The sewer connected to the theater is still open.
Yeah, that's still there. It's just there's this odd walled off space under this small residence that's right next to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't really think that it connects to the theater on up top either. It doesn't seem likely. It's like a hovel, really.
You should break down that wall. Like all of us go back in there. Just break it down.
I will let you know that a stone wall is harder to break down than a door.
Right.
Which, if you think about it, tallies pretty well with real life.
I have a hammer and a crowbar.
Yeah, you could force the door instead of picking the lock. But you can also, if it's the next day, you can roll that again, the lock picking. Don't know why that's not working out for me today.
But I mean, in the sewer, can we just bust down that wall?
Yeah, it would take time and it would be very noisy.
Yeah, that was my question. Would they be able to hear that in the shack?
People would be able to hear it above, on the street above. Yeah, they would know somebody was doing something in the sewer.
What if we had Hieronymus up there juggling rats? They're doing work, maintenance, sewer stuff. Good.
What?
Some neon vests.
Yeah. I think the point of the Ratcatcher's pattern is to distract, not to highlight the ongoing other thing that people are like, what is that?
Again, I'm just going to reiterate that if you do want to force your way into somewhere, I think a door would be a better point of entry than trying to hammer away at a stone wall. Now, you're welcome to try to do the latter, but you may get arrested.
Mm-hmm.
You might get arrested for the door too, but you know, depends on how covert you are. One big sound is a lot less noticeable than a continued loud ass hammering sound that goes on for like a couple hours as you're trying to get through stone.
Hammering, blasting, all these things.
Do we know if this, like, how the sewer's connected underneath the house, like to the house?
You mean to the theater, or
Yeah,
to the residence?
To the residents.
You can't. It's all walled off. That's the whole thing. Like the whole section of the sewer underneath that place is walled off.
Okay. All right.
That's where they keep the bodies.
Well, damn.
We got a, lock picker.
There's also surveillance you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to surveil the residents the next day. You could actually just head there right now while you're still drunk, but just kind of, hang out in the sewers and then have a peek.
Yeah. That makes sense.
It would also pop Helmut's sewer cherry.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, I don't think Ignatz has been in the sewer.
Nope.
Yeah, as soon as they
there's
say
no
that.
time like the sewer. I mean, the sewer at night is just.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. Like, you want to be down there in the dark, like when you can't see.
Yeah, I think the experienced sewer crew just like leaps, readily. It's like woohoo! And then Helmut and Ignatz are trepidatious until the hands come out and pull them down.
We all float down here.
So does poop.
So just poop. Well, healthy poop.
I imagine that Durek's like little apartment zone that he has in a sewer cul-de-sac, he's got like his like paint set up where he's got different colors of shit,
Oh, yeah.
like from gray to like yellow or green, like gray, brown.
So
yellow.
are you headed to the sewer then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So Durek leads you down into the sewers and to the place where this walled off section is. I want a perception roll from Hieronymus.
Perception. Am I still soused?
Yeah. So you can change it to challenging.
Challenging?
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Astounding failure.
That's terrible. Do you want to spend a fortune?
That refills, right?
It does. It refills next session.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to mark it on your sheet as well? Or I can do it for you if you want. Okay. Oof.
Sad.
Well, I imagine that Hieronymus, like,
We've only got 30 more minutes, basically, for the session if you want to spend another fortune point.
I mean, you got this, man.
so he walks into it and he's like, this is wrong. Oh, I cannot re-roll it, but I can use a fortune point to add a success level.
Which would work, wouldn't it?
Which would, yeah, I believe that would take me.
Okay, do that. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
So Durek was not able to see this, but you have a lot of experience with knowing it's kind of rat catcher lore, you know? and you spot this symbol on the wall.
The
And
famous
that's something
parking.
that's something that you know is quite dangerous.
This means danger.
Is that like a particularly witchy symbol?
It's sort of.
It'd be
Not witches
something that-
particularly, but something else that's very chaotic.
Okay, so this would not fall under witch lore.
No, it's something a rat catcher would know to fear.
Haven. This is
Is
it.
it the symbol of the Rat King?
This means buff rats.
Yeah. So out of character, this is the Skaven symbol. The horned rat. It's a symbol of the horned rat.
Yeah.
Would I recognize it via my secret signs?
You wouldn't really recognize it. Your secret signs are only for thief stuff.
Okay.
So that's your like hobo code.
Got it.
The reason Hieronymus can recognize it is that it's associated with
Rat related.
certain kinds of rat activity.
This symbol, big rats, buff rats, upper body built rats. That's why it's an upside down triangle.
I draw my pistol.
They skip leg day.
Is anybody gonna introduce Helmut to the joys of Jenkum down there?
I assumed we were passing around a bag. Like,
Yeah. Okay, I'll say that you all get pretty, messed up on the old Jenkum. And the night passes. In the morning, you'll be a little bit hungover, but it won't really affect your skills. You'll just be irritable. So do you want to go ahead and pass the time? You can tell me if you want to if you're like doing stuff. Maybe you're singing songs or whatever.
Telling stories.
Yeah. You want to do an entertained storyteller role?
Yeah.
now it all makes sense. The symbol.
That's good. Yeah, so you entertain them.
Can I illustrate the story on the wall in the background?
Yeah, why don't you roll your art?
Damn it.
You've completely misunderstood the story.
I want to know what the story is and what.
Yeah,
the
why don't we hear what the
misunderstood
story is? Yeah.
Can I try to write the story down?
Yeah.
So once I was traveling upriver, and upon my boat there was a priest of Sigmar, a witch hunter, and a Skaven. It was a very a motley crew, but they all had to go the same place. And the river was calm, everything was going well, and I nodded off at the pole. And when I awoke, all three of my passengers were gone, but there was a lovely box of chocolates left in their place. And three were gone as well. I don't know what it means, but those were the tastiest confections I've had.
So we'll say Famke, Falke, Durek, Helmut, Willy, your first thought is, what's a Skaven? Yeah, we don't even know how the boatman knows about the Skaven, really.
It's very intriguing.
Yeah. Durek, how did you interpret his story visually?
There's they're on a boat, and I don't know what a Skaven is, so I thought it was like kind of maybe like a milkmaid. And so I just draw like this lady with like big breasts, and there's milk everywhere. And
Milk the color of shit.
yeah, it's hard. Yeah, but the chocolates are accurate. It's hard to find different shades, but I make do.
Good. And Billy, what did you end up writing down, do you think?
Like, somehow, I don't. It's basically like the first couple of chapters of 50 Shades of Grey, but like both the guy and the girl are like both self-inserts of me. Somehow. And so, I'm working through some issues. And yeah, and like for me, I'm just like skating. Yeah, that sounds dirty. Like, sure, yeah. And, so yeah, it's like that.
Excellent. Okay. So that's how you pass the evening. Eventually you slumber restfully in the bosom of Lady Sewer.
Lady Sewer.
Next morning, you're putting eyes on the residence. You probably about like maybe 9 in the morning. You see a man emerge from the residence. Let's see who was there. It would be all of you except for Durek would recognize this person. It seems to be, at first you're taken aback by the quality of the clothes, the fact that the man is armed and seems to also have a breastplate on. But you recognize it's the man of the road, Kurt Winter.
This guy's gonna burn.
However, he quickly goes down the street, passes into the crowd.
Hold back, Willie. You hate Kurt so much. Are you able to resist?
He's a fucking asshole. He's gonna burn. No. I'm gonna get him. Like, we're gonna bring down his whole fucking empire here. Like, his world's got to crumble in flames around him before he crumbles in flames. Literally.
This guy has literally done nothing to you other than ride on a boat with you.
And gave you booze.
He was suspicious.
He fucking was an asshole, though. Like,
Was he?
Yes.
I don't think he was all that mean.
To me, he was, though.
I thought he was fine.
Pretty sure he wasn't mean.
Yeah, no, he was. He questioned if I was a real witch hunter or not. He questioned if I knew anything about witching.
It was your very first day of witch hunting.
Yeah, but he questioned it. His whole
I doubt you would have even got past the preface on the Sigmar's Witch Hammer book.
Not about
Willie
the facts of the
full
situation.
Dunning-Kruger
It's about
going.
his perception of it.
More like Dunning-Gruber.
Oh.
Yeah.
So here's what you know to sum up. There's this place. It has a weird connection in the sewer where it's blocked off. This individual who you recognize as Man of the Road, Kurt Winter, met Annalisa briefly. That's it.
I tell Durek that guy's name is Kurt Gruber.
I instantly
This is dangerous.
Level of rage.
So what do you want to do?
Kill that guy.
He's already passed into the crowd.
Wait for him to come back. Or we break in and set a trap for him. Can I try lockpicking again?
Yeah, it's the next day.
Breaking in is a good idea.
All right, I'm gonna do it.
Remember, it's not average; it's challenging.
Okay. Oh snap!
Yes.
Wow, all it really takes is a night of Jenkum and storytelling to get the fingers nice and nimble.
Good.
So yeah, you break into the place. So you pick the lock. You are now able to enter.
Cool. I get my Robin Clobber at the ready, and I'm stealthing through the premises.
All right, is everybody following behind?
Heck yeah.
I mean, certainly.
I'm ready.
So, it's a bare room. There's nothing in it.
No doors, no nothing.
Just the one door, the front door, and that's it.
Anything on the floor?
There's boards, floorboards.
Are the boards suspicious?
Well, if you want to find that out, you're going to need to do a test. So,
Yeah. I'd like to go along the walls and like feel them, look for any inconsistencies in them.
okay. So for either of those, I think maybe what you're looking at is perception, probably.
And I have a benefit to perception tests in low light conditions. Is this a low light condition?
There is only the one window. So
What
it's
is
pretty
that?
dark in there because it's still early morning. Or not early morning. It's still morning, and there's only one window, which is so yeah, I'll go ahead and give it to you.
Cool. So does that bump up the difficulty or decrease the difficulty? How does that work?
Go to your talents and then click on night vision. You'll see. Looks like that's more about distance than anything.
Yeah.
So that being the
the
case, I'm
test
not going to give you
says-
really a bonus for it. What it really would do is prevent me from giving you a penalty if you're trying to see some distance in the low light conditions. What you're really doing is feeling the wall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to do a regular average roll, which you don't have to modify. It'll do it by itself.
Yeah. +3.
Success.
That's good. So what you determine is that there's no connection to the theater. You completely rule that out. So whatever this building is, it's not a storage room or in any way connected to the theater.
That's disappointing.
It is disappointing, but you have ruled out a theatrical connection altogether. So I'm going to say you could officially cross off the theater as any kind of lead. So that is a good success because you don't have to worry about meeting up with Benedict Gunderlock or whatever the fuck his name is.
Gorkin
Gorka Morka.
Gherkin.
Yeah.
Gherkin
dude. Gherkin jerkin.
There we go.
Farfignugan.
So that's a good success in that you can safely ignore that other thing now. Is somebody checking the floor as well?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
it average difficulty for my perception?
It's gonna be average, yeah. Unfortunately, you rolled -3 success
shit.
levels.
Yeah,
You do not. You're feeling around. Oh, you want to re-roll or something?
well, I could use my fortune, but I just kind of want to smash the floor with my hammer.
Why don't we do the why don't you do? So there's like an exclamation point from your side, right?
Where?
Somebody mentioned that on the
Yeah, but you can
test
also
box.
just right-click on the
Yeah.
box.
If you right click, it'll give you the option menu.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, I can't do it from my side because I'm not a player. So why don't you go ahead and burn that fortune point because we're stopping at 3:30 today.
Okay.
So you're gonna get all this fortune back.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're carefully feeling the boards, and there's a slight depression on one of the boards, and you press into it, and there is a secret door heading down into the dark.
Makes the Zelda noise.
Do.
Hell yeah.
That's as good a success as you can get.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was definitely worth it.
I just open and point it at it. Like, should we go in here?
Why not?
Okay, so it's very dark. Who has a light source?
I have a storm lantern.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Why don't you light that up?
Lit.
All right. You want to lead the way then?
I I hand it to someone more familiar with sewers than myself, thinking that we might be descending into a sub-sewer somehow.
That's fair.
What's interesting is that it doesn't smell as foul as the sewer normally would.
What does it smell? Is it like? Does it
It smells
smell
bad. It just doesn't smell
or
as bad. It's a
Kind of
fainter odor.
I'm done at 3:30.
That's a baby.
Yep, it's just a baby.
Big
Yeah,
simple
I'll
baby.
go first then.
Okay. So you discovered that this is a long set of steps. And as you're descending, you have a good sense that you're going down past the street level, and you're continuing on past the sewer level. And eventually you reach the bottom. And stretching ahead of you is a stone tunnel, rough hewn.
And I can't see the end of the tunnel. It goes further than 40 yards.
Yeah, you cannot see the end of the tunnel.
Y'all are with me.
I got my pistol out.
Yeah.
Can our tiny man with the big pole walk slightly ahead of me?
That's me, the tiny man with the adjust suspenders, big pole.
Yeah, you got the pole on you?
Oh, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with this pole? What's the are you trying to do a whole poke in the ground, poke the walls kind of deal?
I mean, for me to do this puts me out in front of the group, I believe, which, I
It's
don't
good
love
for
that.
getting killed, yeah.
Yeah. I would say I am holding 1.5 feet of the pole, and I just have, 7.5 feet out in front of me, and I'm just kind of searching.
Okay. So the plan is to continue along down this tunnel?
Slowly.
Okay.
And cautiously.
So it's just a straight line, no branches for a long, long time. And it terminates in a metal door, like an iron door. And it's not familiar make to you. You've not seen a door like this before.
Hopefully unlocked.
In the door or anything,
What was that?
Is there any filigree or something on the door?
There's no real decoration. It's kind of startling how plain it is. Normally you'd expect some kind of maker's mark or something on it, or some kind of decoration, but it's very plain, very odd looking to you.
Does it look witchy?
It doesn't look witchy.
Is there
Again, there's nothing that really. It's almost featureless, but there's a keyhole in it.
What's the floor made out of?
The floor is also stone.
Is there any dust or dirt on it, or does it look recently traveled? Am I able to tell?
I mean, you've reached the door, so the time to have asked that would have already passed. Because now it's just your own footprints.
Can we try the door?
I'm apprehensive about the door.
Is there a handle on it, or does it look like is there a push
it's just a hole? There's just a keyhole there.
Can I try doing a little listening at it?
Yeah, that would be a perception test, I think.
I put my mask on while she does this.
So do you put your ear to the door?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Just trying to find the right thing.
When did we lose Chapin?
Just like a minute ago, I think. Okay, you put your ear to the door. You hear a humming sound that sort of cycles in intensity.
Hmm. Would I be able to recognize anything? Like, would
You've
I
never
know
heard
that-
anything like this.
Okay.
If you, Durek, if you do want to try to make a lock picking test,
Yeah.
it's going to be at very hard difficulty.
Okay.
So that's -30.
Let's try it. All right. Oh, snap.
You made it.
Holy shit.
This is the most difficult lock you've ever picked. It takes at least half an hour of navigating it and trying to get it right, but eventually you're able to unlock it. When it unlocks, the door swings inside, and now you have some illumination on you. There's a faint, pale green illumination. You can see that in the sides of the walls of the tunnel that's opening in front of you are these small globes that give off this very pale witch light. And they're connected to each other with some kind of cabling, although you wouldn't really know what a cable is. It looks almost
Green bad.
like rope to you.
Green bad. Green bad. I feel like Wilhelm would know this.
Yeah, I immediately start regaling the rest of the group with, you guys were all like, oh, he doesn't seem that bad. Oh, no, he's a good guy. Like, he gave us some schnapps. Like, I told you. And now you see the ultimate evil laid bare before you. Green is bad.
Takes one to know one, you know what I mean?
We might want to actually wrap it up here, to be honest, because
It's
if
pretty
you're
bad.
pressing in further, then there might be combat opportunities, so to speak.
Yeah, this
And I would
seems-
want to have it set up ahead of time.
This definitely seems like a pretty major hook to end on.
Good cliffhanger.
You've
Yeah.
managed to avoid following the Spanish prisoner plot entirely,
Yep.
and branch off into an underlying plot.
Great.
Yep.
Have any of y'all seen that movie?
No.
It's one-
I've seen it. It's a Mammoth film, but it's
Yeah.
also the name of a classic con.
It was my first. It was my first Mammoth film.
Yeah, it was one of my first. It was either my first or my second Mammoth movie.
I think I saw it at the Chelsea.
Yeah.
That was just a pretty clear con job, though, in general. I'm like, yeah, no, none of that scene. Also, the picture of the guy of Lothar just looks like a mark. Like,
Yeah.
He's a trick ass Mark.
like he is a dandy,
Mhm.
dandy guy. A little bit foppish.
The velveteen touch of a dandy fop.
Buster.
Give me one moment. Let's see. I think there's a quicker way for
That's
me
the
to do
longest
this.
a baby
but-
has ever let a hat stay on them.
Yeah.
Wait. Yep.
Going for it. But
Oh.
what? Still fun.
Oh,
This is the pro bull
But-
riding.
He's like, doesn't want it, but how to lift off, lift up?
Okay, I've updated everybody with the XP for the session.
Yeah.
Everybody gets 100. Of course, Jordan's ambition was met, so he gets 150. While I've got you, if you want to make any improvements, here's how it works. If you want to increase a characteristic, you'll see a little plus sign. next to the ones you can do. If you click on the plus sign, it'll automatically deduct the experience for that. And the same goes for the skills. So any of the skills on your sheet that have the plus sign, those are career skills. So if you click on the plus sign, you can get, you can improve them. So if you want to do some spending now, you're welcome to. I'm going to turn it off at 3:30, but if you're connected right now while we're all together, if you want to do any spending, you should do it now.
I took breaking and entering.
You took a talent instead?
Yes.
Yeah, so that costs 100. If you clicked on it, then it spent it. Yep. So that's the other thing I was going to mention. Talents cost 100. So if you want to just spend on getting another talent, that's probably the easiest way to do it. The talents that are available to you, if you look on your talents tab, they're the ones that are in gray at the bottom.
Yeah.
So, for example, 9-digit Durek has break and enter and etiquette criminals available. So if you wanted to buy one of those, you just click left click on it and then hit yes, and it would spend the XP for you.
After today, it seemed like breaking and entering might be something we would have to resort to at some point.
Can you do the same with the skills?
Yes, if you see a gray skill, you can click it. It'll put it in, but it won't have any advances in it.
Okay.
In order to advance it, then you need to do the plus sign.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But it'll add it to your list.
Yes.
So for some of you, that's probably a good idea to do that. Like Helmut, I don't think you have. Well, let me do one thing here. There we go.
My page has evaluate and then also grade out as evaluate.
Yeah, give me one moment. I'm going to fix that for you. That's a product of an update. Sometimes it like mildly breaks it. So that's been fixed.
Sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let me look at Hieronymus. Yeah, animal care and lore poison you could get.
Well, I took set trap and
okay.
Didn't advance in it.
Yeah, you did a 1-1 advance. That's fine. Yeah. Okay.
I'll need to look at it, but I'm probably going to try to advance some stuff just to try to get to
the next one. Yeah, and if you want to think about what you're going to do and then get back to me, that's fine too. I can always you can always tell me what you want to do, and I can try to advance it as far as it goes, or I can turn on Foundry and have you connect anytime during the week, really, because I can just run it passively without doing anything as well. You don't necessarily have to have me talking to you to do it. But yeah, I'm gonna have to prep the Kurt Winter section of the game, of the scenario I had in mind, but I didn't expect you guys to necessarily follow him. I thought you'd follow Annalisa. Actually, I didn't expect any following to begin with, but once you were following Annalisa, I thought you'd continue to follow her.
As soon as
which would have led you to Christoph Vogel.
As soon as Kurt Winter gets involved, it's going to be drop everything.
I'll tell you something weird. Like, so, Gene's all like, oh, pick a portrait for yourself. So I picked one. And he goes, oh, you picked Kurt Winter's portrait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the portrait I gave Kurt Winter. It's the same.
It's definitely one of those things where, like, at the end of the movie, it turns out that Kurt was me all along. That sort of deal. It's like a high tension sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens if you end up tangling with Kurt. Because of your immense interest in Kurt, I had to give him, a story and statistics. And as always, when it's something that the player is creating, I have to just give you the rope that you're going to hang yourselves with. So I'll just say that if you want to engage in combat with Kurt, one of you may not survive.
Uh-oh. It's not about combat. I want to burn him.
You want to catch him and burn him?
Yeah, I mean, we need a mob sort of scenario. The mob carries out the justice.
Yeah. I mean, I will say, though, none of you have magic, right? I don't think any of you have magic. None of you have anything to do with magic. That will definitely be an issue.
Uh-oh.
So Helmet has learned 2 things today. He's learned that guns exist and magic exists. Well, 3 things. And Jankum exists. So it's been quite the day.
That's right.
I guess he probably learned magic existed with the witch. He accepted the reality of magic, even if there wasn't a real witch.
Great. That sounds good.
If you saw that was a little taste.
I closed out.
That's fine. Is everybody finished, or do you need me to stay on?
I'm good.
All right.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and close it up then.
Cool.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Later.